WrestleMania is 2 days away. Here are my final predictions for both Night 1 and Night 2. I'll be going over who I think will win each match, who should win each match. I'll try my best to give my reasoning, and I'll give any other predictions such as run-ins, heel turns, babyface turns, or anything else I have for each match. The show is going to kick off on Night 1 with the Usos and L.A. Knight, versus The Vision and I Show Speed, who is still cursed. Because of that curse, I think he will take the pin in this match, giving the L.A. Knight and the Usos the win. And I think they should win. I think they will win. Yes, the Vision is your tag team champions, but if you have the celebrity get pinned, it doesn't really matter. And I could see, I actually think I Show Speed is also going to turn on the Vision, costing them the match. And then after the match, he'll probably get crucified by everybody, like literally everybody, because they all will have problems with him. And hopefully the curse is lifted after that match. It's very clear I Show Speed doesn't want to be a Division, and I think him turning on them would be great. I've seen people say maybe Jay turns heel, maybe LA Knight turns heel, something like that. I don't think that's going to happen because they probably want this match to be about I Show Speed and not about a big storyline like one of them turning heel. Next, we have an unsanctioned match between Drew McIntyre and Jacob Fatu. I think this is a pretty clear foregone conclusion that Jacob Fatu is going to win. After WrestleMania, Drew McIntyre is going to film a movie, Highlander. So they're going to have to write him off somehow. And what better way to do that than having a bloody, brutal match with Jacob Fatu, where he takes like a brutal spot to end the match and makes Jacob Fatu look like a beast and writes him off TV. We've seen he's not afraid to take horrible spots. I mean, do you remember him missing the Claymore, landing on the stairs at Hell in a Cell? So I think Jacob Fatu should and will win here. And this match, even if it's on ESPN, it needs blood. That's the one thing that was missing from last year's unsanctioned match, an Elimination Chamber between Sami Zayn and Kevin Owens. And this match needs it. It absolutely warrants it. They fell off a 2-story building. So, they should have blood. And ESPN has UFC, so I don't see why they can't have blood. Either way, though, this match is going to be amazing. Stephanie Vaquer versus Liv Morgan for the Women's World Championship is the next match we have to talk about. Now, there's lots of different ways I think you could go about this. I think either one of these ladies could win. The build to this match has been better than most. I think there is a possibility of Roxanne and or Raquel returning on Liv Morgan, costing her the title, maybe doing it after the match. I'm not exactly sure. I think that Stephanie should win here, and I think she will win. Stephanie, her title reign has been a little underwhelming. It's not her fault, but it could be better. And I think Stephanie could use a win over a big, proper main event star. And I think that the reason Stephanie will win is due to interference from Raquel Rodriguez. She has been screwed out of the Women's World Championship twice by Liv Morgan. Whether or not it was an accident, she intentionally eliminated Raquel in the Royal Rumble. Liv Morgan did. So there's gotta be some controversy there between them, and I think this is where they finally pulled the trigger. AJ Lee versus Becky Lynch for the Women's Intercontinental Championship. I think either of these ladies could win again. However, I am going to pick Becky Lynch. She has been 0-3. She's 0-3 against AJ Lee. So, not a good track record. If she goes 0-4, that would be pretty bad. Becky's gonna be there the next few weeks. We know that she's a full-timer. AJ Lee is not, and Becky Lynch has brought so much value to that title and deserves to, drop it to a young up-and-comer to really put them over, and then finally go to the main event seed. I don't want a part-time mid-card champion, because it's just, the mid-card title is supposed to be the workhorse title of WWE or that specific brand, and part-timers just don't fit that mold. And I think Becky Lynch should win. And I'm also just, because why not, I'm going to predict who she drops it to. I think she will drop it to Roxanne Perez, a huge star, a future star in the women's division, well deserving of that title. I think the Women's Intercontinental Championship would look great on Roxanne. I don't think there's going to be any other interferences or run-ins or anything like that. Becky Lynch should and will win, and then eventually drop it to Roxanne Perez, maybe at Backlash. We have the Women's Fatal 4-Way for the Women's Tag Team Championships between the Bellas, who might not compete, Bay Lyra, the Irresistible Forces, and Charlexa. Now, we are 2 days away from WrestleMania and still do not know whether or not the Bella Twins are going to be able to be in this match. However, if the Bella Twins are in this match, I think the Bella Twins win for sure. They came back, reunited right away, and if they didn't plan on putting the tag titles on them, I don't think they would have reunited them that quickly. And I think this is the right decision. They are really the only true iconic tag team in WWE women's wrestling history. And when they were around, the women's tag titles did not exist, so they're obviously well deserving. They're on their way out. They're on their last run. One last hoorah. I think they should win the tag titles. However, if the Bella Twins are not in the match, I think Bay Lyra will win, especially after Bayley was kicked out of WrestleMania last year for Becky Lynch. It would be a good full circle moment, and they're both deserving of the tag titles, especially with this new edge that their characters have where they get these dirty wins. And I think both of these teams are the right decision. If the Bella Twins are able to compete, that will mean we likely will get Io Sky versus Asuka. So just in case that match does happen, I'm going to predict the winner for this. I think the winner of this match would be not Seth Rollins. If this match does happen, I think Io Sky should and will be the winner, and it will come at the cost of Kyrie finally turning on Asuka. This has been built up for long enough. They should be ready to pull the trigger, and it would be a big WrestleMania moment for Kyrie. Seth Rollins versus Gunnar, the quote-unquote career killer that isn't killing a career at the biggest show of the year. No story for this matchup, and they're trying to build a story, but it's just not working, and it makes no sense. But I think, because you don't want either of these guys to take a loss, because Gunther's the whole career killer, whatever, and Seth Rollins, it's his first match back from injury. I do think they'd rather protect Gunnar than Seth Rollins, so I'm going to say that Gunther gets the win over Seth Rollins. I think he should and will win. However, I don't think it's going to be a clean win, because I think that Braun Breaker is going to return. I know, super surprising, super original. Nobody has predicted this yet. I am really setting the tone here. I'm standing up, bro. This is me against the world here. But yeah, Braun Breaker returns, cost Seth Rollins, protecting him in the process, giving Gunnar the win. Cody Rhodes versus Randy Orton. I think this one is fairly easy to predict. I think Randy Orton is going to win. That is not Randy Orton. That is Randy Orton. He should win. He will win. Very unfortunately, I think we're going to get both Jelly Roll and Pat McAfee involved in this match. Best case scenario, as soon as the match starts, Jelly Roll takes out Pat McAfee, and they're not seeing the rest of the match, and we get a nice match between just Randy and Cody, a straight up one-on-one. But I don't think that's what's going to happen. I think what's going to happen is Pat McAfee's going to be getting involved. He's going to hit a low blow, get some cheap shots on Cody or something. Big Jelly Jam or Jimmy Jam is going to come out, make the save late in the match, and then it'll be like one-on-one for a couple minutes, and Randy Orton will end up on top. I do think you have to accept the possibility of The Rock, the final boss. It's going to be Bloodline Rules returning here because of the WWE versus TKO storyline that seems to be going on. We don't know if they're going to pay that off. I don't think they will, because I don't think TKO is willing to do that. They're not willing to make themselves look bad. They don't have the balls to do it. Even if they don't pay it off, I mean, I definitely want them to pay it off, but even if they don't, at least we got some fun promos with Cody Rhodes, and especially CM Punk dropping pipe bombs on TKO. I think there is actually real heat between WWE and TKO, but I don't think the storyline is going to get paid off because they're just lame. But as my final prediction, I don't think we get anybody involved except Pat McAfee and Jelly Roll in this match. And I think Randy Orton comes up with the win. He should win, and he will win. Winning number 15. And I really desperately, this match needs to end in a punt from Randy Orton. Let's head over to night 2. Kicking off the show with Brock Lesnar versus Obafemi. And oh boy, I cannot wait for this match. But the thing is here, I think it really could go either way. I think it is a toss-up. Because Obafemi obviously has all the momentum in the world. He's becoming a huge megastar on the main roster. And I hope WWE sees that. I absolutely want Obafemi to win, and he is the one who should win, without a shadow of a doubt. However, I don't think it's unrealistic, unfortunately, that Brock Lesnar comes out with the win, especially with it being on ESPN. And the history that Brock Lesnar has in the WWE and UFC and things like that. This might be a bit of wishful thinking, but I think they will have Obafemi win. I'm hoping that they're seeing the amount of momentum he has. They're seeing his potential. They're seeing and hearing the crowd reactions. They are seeing how much Brock loves this guy and how much he loves selling for him. I'm hoping they're seeing all of that and coming to the correct conclusion that Obafemi should and needs to win. Obafemi should and will win, and please, for the love of God, no outside interference. Next, we have the ladder match for the Intercontinental Championship between Dragon Lee, Javon Evans, Penta, Rey Mysterio, Rusev, and JD McDonough. Honestly, I think this is anybody's game. Just kidding. It's LA Knight's game, yeah. But I think anybody could win this. I don't think there really is a wrong decision here. I think the least likely is probably Rey Mysterio, just because he's definitely on the old side of things, and it doesn't really do anything for him. I think by far and away the two favorites are Penta and Javon Evans, and I think that's who it comes down to, and it's honestly a really tough decision for me. Because Penta deserves the title, absolutely. He's been the workhorse of Raw for the past year plus. Always puts on match of the night. And his reign hasn't been very long. And he absolutely deserves a long reign. However, Javon Evans, also a star in the making. A super mega star in the making. A superstar of the future. I mean, always putting on match of the night whenever he's there, just like Penta. The only reason I could see Javon Evans not winning is because it's too early. But honestly, if you pick Penta or Javon Evans, I don't think you're wrong, really, either way. There's not a wrong answer to this. It was a really tough decision for me, but I ended up going with Javon Evans. I think this can be kind of the year that they showcase the future of the WWE with Oba, Trick, and Javon Evans all winning, 2 of them winning titles, one of them conquering the Beast, becoming the next Beast, the next big man in WWE. This would be a star-making moment from Javon Evans, and even if he doesn't win, we know he's going to do the craziest spots of the night. I can't wait for this match. I'm enjoying the ride. This is going to be incredible no matter who wins. I think Javon Evans should and will win. Next, we have a match for the WWE Women's Championship between Jade Cargill, the champion, and the challenger, Rhea Ripley. Now, I see people saying Rhea should win. She'll be a better champion. But here's the issue I have with that. The issue with Jade Cargill's title reign hasn't been her. It's been the way she's booked. She's been relegated to saying 3-word promos, just saying I'm that bitch over and over, just squashing B-Fab and Michin, and just literally that's it. She had one good proper feud title defense with Jordynne Grace, and that's it, because there was nobody for her to feud with, because everybody was in the women's tag team division. It wasn't her fault. Her presentation is great. When she was given the opportunity to cut promos with Rhea Ripley, I will admit they were not good, but neither was Rhea Ripley's promos when she was talking with Jade either. I think these two just don't have very good chemistry. However, I think they could actually put on a solid match, even if they don't have good chemistry on the microphone. Rhea Ripley is a great in-ring worker, and Jade Cargill is by no means bad. She is a good, great, solid in-ring worker. Again, the issue hasn't been Jade Cargill, it's been the booking. So if you put the title on Rhea Ripley, then the same problem arises. There's not going to be anybody for her to feud with. And you might say separate Charlexa, for example, from the tag team division. Have them go after Rhea. Why not do the same thing for Jade then? Like, I don't think giving the title to Rhea really fixes any problems. I'm going to say that Jade Cargill should and will win. I still think Jade can have a great title reign if she gets booked properly. And another big caveat of her entire title reign, a big caveat has been no Bianca Belair. That's the big feud that we've all been waiting for since the very start of her reign, and we haven't gotten it. That's been another huge thing that's been holding her back. So that is why I am predicting that Bianca Belair also returns after the match to attack Jade Cargill, setting up their feud. I don't know how long their feud would last. Maybe just a couple months. Maybe it will last till SummerSlam. I don't know, but I think we finally get Bianca versus Jade. The reason I didn't have her interfering during the match is because, let's not forget, she doesn't like Rhea Ripley either. She was feuding with her last year in the triple threat. Rhea Ripley is the one who landed on her finger. So, obviously it wasn't actually her fault. It wasn't Rhea's fault that Bianca got injured, but Bianca could blame Rhea in kayfabe for getting her injured. So she does not like Rhea Ripley. That's why I didn't have her costing the title, giving it to Rhea Ripley. Sami Zayn versus Trick Williams for the United States Championship, with Sami Zayn going into it as the champion. If Mello doesn't, or not Mello, should be Mello, but if Trick doesn't win here, I mean, what are we doing? I will start a riot. I mean, there is no reason why Sami Zayn should win here. I don't care if he's going to turn heel and have a heel title run. I don't care. I want Trick Williams to win the title. You can do a Sami Zayn heel run without the title. I do not want to see Sami Zayn win for any reason. Trick Williams should and will win. There is no ifs, ands, or buts about it. And I'm also predicting that we get a double turn here. I'm predicting after Trick Williams wins, Sami Zayn turns heel and also in the process makes Trick Williams a babyface. Because everybody wants Sami Zayn character development. Everybody just wants him to turn heel basically, and I think that would be the right decision. If a double turn is executed properly, it can propel careers so much. Oh, and one more side note for this match. Do not, and I mean do not, have Lil Yachty involved whatsoever. Next we have the Demon Finn Balor versus Daddy Dirty Dominic Mysterio, not for the Intercontinental Championship, and we have the Demon. So I'm pretty sure it's a foregone conclusion the Demon is winning. I've seen people saying that this should be a squash match. No, I completely disagree with that. I think my reasoning for that is, like, what does the Demon really need that? I don't think he does. If the Demon just gets a win, that will be plenty for the Demon. And the issue is still vanilla Finn Balor. A squash match doesn't do anything for Finn Balor, because we all know the Demon is a real threat. It's vanilla normal Finn Balor that is just terrible. It would also kill a bunch of Dominic's momentum. Yes, he doesn't have as much as he did before, but he definitely still has momentum. By no means do I think that Dom should win, but I just don't think it should be a squash match. I think the Demon should and will win here. I kind of honestly just don't think they should have done the Demon in the first place. Yes, I'm super excited to get to see the Demon, but it doesn't do anything for vanilla Finn Balor. Which, again, that's the issue. The Demon is not the issue. And I don't think that this feud really warrants the Demon either, but we're getting the Demon whether we like it or not, so Finn should and will win here. I don't think there will be any outside interference. And now let's talk about the main event of night 2. There are so many different ways that we could go about this. And I honestly, for all these matches, I've had my winners picked before I started recording. This one I cannot pick. I genuinely still right now am deciding who could win this, because there's lots of different directions it could go. It would be a lot easier if they were consistent with the build. The build has made no sense. Is it about CM Punk hating the Bloodline and Roman Reigns saying, hey, everybody in the Bloodline, come after CM Punk? Is it about just pure hatred? Is it about their history? Is it like we don't know what this feud is about? I heard Sancho West say this on the Wrestling is Cool podcast with Santi's app. If these promos were just put in a different order, it would be so much better and make so much more sense. Like 3 weeks before Mania, they do the promo where CM Punk says, I'm going to bury you next to your father. The week after that, 2 weeks away, the Usos come out and confront Punk. Then the go home episode before Mania, Roman makes the call to the entire Bloodline to unleash on CM Punk. That would make this so much better. We have to factor in the possibility of The Rock returning. Is he returning as a member of the Bloodline? Is he returning to go against Roman Reigns? Is he returning as the voice of TKO? There is so many different ways this can play out. CM Punk, speaking of the build, CM Punk saying I'm sorry on the go home episode of Raw. What are we doing? Nobody wanted him to say sorry. So now that he has said sorry, doesn't that mean that the Usos should have no problems with him? Because, I mean, the Usos just wanted an apology. They got the apology. So shouldn't they be fine with him now? Like, it doesn't add up. It is just so confusing and mind-boggling. I don't think we see a Rock return here. because if everybody was expecting him last year when he should have been there, I don't see, and he didn't show up, I don't see why he would show up here when there's been no hints of The Rock showing up except CM Punk saying some stuff about him. But now that I say that out loud, I'm starting to think that he might return. I mean, I am just, oh my god, my mind is all over the place. I mean, The Rock must have problems with Punk, right? He called him a bald fraud. He said he was a Hollywood star in his promo. I don't feel like you can say all this shit about The Rock without The Rock coming back and, you know, summoning The Rock. I could see the Usos coming out trying to help Roman. Roman refuses to help. He loses. And then The Rock returns and is upset and was like, you can't even accept the help from the Usos. We're supposed to be a family. How are we going to do this if we're not together? Oh my god. While I am unsure about what to predict, I can tell you one thing for sure, that this match is not going to be clean. 100%. Someone's going to come in. The refs may be going to take a bump. They're going to start using weapons. I don't know. Something. This match will not end clean. I promise you that, no matter who wins, whether it's CM Punk or Roman Reigns. And after thinking about it, I've decided CM Punk is going to win. Sure. I mean, you could make an argument very easily for Roman Reigns to win in the comments. Please let me know in the comments who you think is going to win. I want to hear your thoughts. Maybe it'll help me finally firmly pick a side. I'm not exactly sure. I think CM Punk will return. Or not return. Good God, my brain is fried. CM Punk will win, and the reason he'll win is because the ref will go down, first of all, obviously. And, you know, honestly, I could even see Pat McAfee or Randy Orton getting involved in this too if they are going to pay off that TKO versus WWE storyline. There's just so much that could possibly happen. I don't know. But this is my final prediction. CM Punk wins. I guess he should win. I guess. You could say it for either of these guys, honestly, man. I'll say CM Punk should and will win. I think Roman will refuse help from the Usos, and the final boss will return. They'll set up their match for WrestleMania 43. Just, you know what? As long as I get Rock versus Roman, I'll be happy. That's the one match I want. But yeah, that's my predictions for WrestleMania 42. Every single match, every single result, everything. That's going to be it for this video. Thank you all so much for watching. Let me know your predictions, what you agreed with, what you disagreed with. Thank you so much for watching. Like and subscribe if you want. Let me know your stuff in the comments. Thank you so much for watching. Like and subscribe if you want. And bye.